would you be happy to share the best piece of advice you've ever had?
Right. Okay. The thing about advice is, I always say to people giving advice, is that listen to everyone, but bear in mind most of it's a load of rubbish. And maybe my advice is a load of rubbish. I would say, I'm allowed to give a few things.
Whatever you want, honestly.
Okay, so I would say two things, perhaps, maybe three. First one is do your best. Work really hard. Do your best. And if you've done your best, and you put your hand on your heart and say, I did my best. If people aren't happy with that, you move on. Whether that is a personal relationship, an academic situation, an employment situation, if you've genuinely done your best and it doesn't work for the other side, move on. Do not cling on to it, because if you've done your best, it's never going to work out. You can't do any better than that. We've all been in situations where you want to salvage it, you want to retain it, you want to cling on because you're scared of change, or I don't know, whatever. There's some status attached to it. It's definitely, I think, something to move on. The other thing I think for me is, as I've got older, and I touched on earlier, that I think as you get older, most of us get a bit more comfortable with ourselves. Mm-hmm. I think when I was younger, most young people, looking for an identity and trying to impress and make their way in the world. And I think that can cause you to sometimes try to almost cover up parts of yourself, try and be more like other people when it's not you. And I think being true to yourself, and that doesn't, I don't mean never reining in your behavior, and I don't mean don't watch what you say. But what I mean is, when someone is genuine, they're far more likable. People who try and act a bit, I don't know, whatever, it's not genuine, and I think it comes across as not genuine, and I think it impacts how the world treats them. So I think being genuine is really, really important. And the other one is to have goals. Mm-hmm. I had the privilege of chatting, really good chat with the international athlete Richard Kilty yesterday. We had a good old chat about everything. And one of the things we both agreed on is, like, and he's had all his life, is have a goal, work out what it is, tell people about it, share that goal, and then have a plan as to how you're going to get there. If you don't have a goal, it's just a dream. Mm-hmm. If you write it down and share it with other people, it becomes a goal. And when you start writing down how to get there, then you've got a plan. And it's a little bit every day. And every day doesn't have to be a battle, but you should try and do something positive every day, to just a tiny thing towards your goal.
Love it. The next question, if you were to give advice to your younger self, and you could pick any age, any background at school, in London, maybe when you're thinking about moving back to the Northeast, even when you were thinking about applying, to be mayor or not, if you were to give advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Be yourself, work hard, be brave, be ambitious. Yeah.
Is that what you'd say to your boys? Be yourself
is really important. Be yourself is really important.
I agree. I think what I found from my own experience, so I grew up a single parent family in Liverpool. And when I went to uni, I was around people from completely different backgrounds. And I was the poorest kid in the class. And what I really kind of found was that because I wanted to fit in, I probably wasn't myself, just because you want to fit in. And it's when you go 20 years, you can kind of look back, and I can see it in other people that they're not doing it maliciously. It's just a case of it's the environment they find themselves in. But actually, I think that's really, really good advice.
Yeah, I totally understand it. I totally understand. We've all done it. You're immersed in a situation and you want to make other people comfortable. So you act like them. You do, right? Whether you behave like them, you talk like them. We all do it. We try and make others comfortable, don't we? So we don't want to stand out. And yeah, it's natural. But it's definitely good if you can be the real you, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And people like you more.
I think it's true.